know that. All right, so we're about to get started. Or are we live? Oh, I think we're live.
All right, reactions. Yay!
Yeah, we're live. All right. Hi, everybody. My name is Monique, and I am the host at the Teacher Self-Care Conference, and we are so excited to be here today with Danna. She is one of our presenters at our annual conference this summer in Atlanta. It's a 2-day conference, so if you are not registered yet, you're definitely going to want to get registered for this conference. It's so amazing. There's so many amazing sessions. So the reason why we're doing these couches is so that we can talk to some of the presenters and get an idea of everything that's going to be going on and all the great opportunities that they have. So Danna, why don't you tell us just a little bit about yourself? Like, what do you do and all that good stuff?
Awesome. Thank you so much, Monique. Yeah, I'm really excited to connect and share more about my experience with the Teacher Self-Care Conference. I'm the founder of Happy Teacher Revolution. We're a Baltimore-born international movement with a mission to organize and conduct support groups for teachers in the field of mental health and wellness to increase teacher happiness, retention, and professional sustainability. So I've spent the last 7 years as a Baltimore City public school teacher in kindergarten. And so my kindergartners taught me so much about self-care, the importance of play, the importance of nature, the importance of dancing, of getting outside, getting moving, of going to the bathroom when I need to go to the bathroom.
Oh, yes.
And
that.
right, yeah, don't forget, yeah. So yeah, I taught for 7 years, but this is my first year out of the classroom. I'm working on Happy Teacher Revolution full time, and we're part of the Johns Hopkins Social Innovation Lab. So I've been working with Hopkins to evaluate and measure our impact and the work that we're doing around the country and around the world. But our journey really started with the Teacher Self-Care Conference and connecting with other educators around self-care as professional development.
That's so awesome. So you said your journey started with the Teacher Self-Care Conference. So how many conferences have you attended?
So Happy Teacher Revolution, our very first one was Atlanta last year. And I begged and pleaded Fran if I could present. I was sending her emails. I was like trying to slide into her DMs. Like I was like literally just trying to get like so hard to be a part of this. And finally, she was like, okay, we'll have you. And since then, it's been history. So I've been in Chicago. We had a revolutionary. These are one of the individuals who initiate and support our teacher mental health and wellness support groups. Sahar came and presented. She's one of our Texas revolutionaries. I was in Miami. I got a little sunburnt in Miami, and I'm a little sunburnt today. I was riding a convertible. It was a beautiful day outside.
Getting sunburned. We have not had those opportunities here. We had a little bit of sun this morning, and now it's raining again.
Oh my gosh, yeah, wacky weather. So yeah, I think it's just so powerful to be able to connect in person with other like-minded educators around supporting ourselves.
Yeah.
So that we can further support our students in the learning and change that we're making in our classrooms. But really, I mean, it's a consciousness raising opportunity to just talk about self-care, talk about wellness, and to recognize that we're not renewable resources, that we have to continue to take care of ourselves, and especially in an academic setting that's research-based, that has a multitude of content that's differentiated that you can choose from, and that's what I really enjoy about it.
No, that's so awesome. So obviously you have a passion for self-care, for all of that mental health, and that's great, especially like right now with Mental Health Month going on and stuff like that. So I know you're doing a lot of work right now with just bringing awareness to that. And so I think that it's so awesome that you and the Teacher Self-Care Conference have kind of like, you both share that common interest and have been able to come together and do that. That's so great. So what are you presenting on this time? And is it the same thing that you've presented on before? If not, how is it different?
Yeah, so my session for the Teacher Self-Care Conference here in Atlanta is going to be Happy Teachers equals Happy Kids. So it's really going to be more research-based and research-driven around, what we're seeing in terms of data nationwide in our education system. So we're talking around, how according to the U.S. Department of Labor and Statistics, that 2018 was a record year in teachers leaving the classroom, that it's become incredibly expensive with teacher turnover. It's costing about $7.3 billion every year in the constant recruitment and training of teachers. So I'm really going to be diving in and unpacking some of those numbers and sharing more about the repercussions of not investing in the wellness of our teachers.
Yeah. So who would you say, like, if people are looking for sessions to go to, who is your session like most aimed towards?
Anybody in a relationship intense profession. So anyone who works with other human beings, who is, in the work of building relationships, so it could be social workers, school psychologists, classroom teachers, also aspiring teachers. I think part of training and supporting our new teachers before they step foot in the classroom as student teachers, but also in their first 5 years, could really benefit from this session, because we're seeing that about 50% of teachers leave within the first 5 years. So what Happy Teacher Revolution is all about is, really supporting our own mental health and wellness. And it came honestly from my own journey. As a student, when I was in high school and college, I suffered from anxiety and depression and panic attacks. And my teachers were my emotional first responders who recognized those warning signs and encouraged me to seek treatment and get help. And so, without them, I wouldn't be here today. And they were my inspiration for going into the classroom. But I recognize, it's just like the oxygen mask on an airplane. You have to put it on yourself first before assisting children and those around you.
So how would you suggest that we start addressing this teacher stress and the teacher burnout and the high teacher turnover? What is the first step to addressing this issue so that we can kind of get to a point where we don't have such a high turnover of teachers leaving the classroom?
Right. So I think my answer is that it's top down and bottom up. We obviously need systemic change to happen in education. We need policy changes. We need to raise the salary of teachers. And we're on the cover of Time magazine for selling our blood plasma because we're not earning a living wage. We have teachers walking out on strike because our teachers are actually earning 20% less than similar level professionals. And so I think there absolutely needs to be systemic change at the top. And what I think that needs to also be is an investment in professional development around workplace wellness. So we're seeing that we're spending, on average, the professional development industry in the United States is about $2.8 billion every year. We're spending between $8,000 to $12,000 per teacher on PD. The Teacher Self-Care Conference is much more affordable than the $8 to $12K that we're spending on teacher PD. And unfortunately, nationally, those numbers look like 29% of teachers find it useful. Whereas the Teacher Self-Care Conference is not just professional development, it's a community. I mean, it's friendships, it's people that I've connected with. And when I go through personal things, which is, just recently for me in the past week has been really, really challenging. Just personal stuff going on. It was just oh my gosh, this whole community and network of people that I met through this conference has been there for me in so many different ways. And it's just really nice to be able to offer and try to support our teachers, but also now to feel that support as well. And Monique, honestly, I was thinking about your session and your session about explicitly designing a day of self-care and planning for it, just like we plan for our students and how we plan all the differentiation, the accommodations and the centers and the procedures and the color coding and all this. It's why don't we just spend a fraction of that planning towards ourselves, and how cool would that be? And I remember you talking about how self-care can be defined as a number of different things. It's completely up to you. And I remember you mentioning going through a breakup and how self-care for you is going and spending more time in your classroom, and a perception of someone who's spending so much time in their classroom might be oh, they're not engaging in self-care. But in that moment, that was your version of self-care. And I've just recently gone through a very similar thing. And a broken heart is one of the worst things in the whole world. But what's been really such a blessing has been being able to connect with people that I've met through doing this work and through being vulnerable and sharing. And I feel courageous enough to share what's on my heart and on my mind, and just be able to tap into things that you said in Chicago months ago that are finally serving me now in this moment.
Oh, that makes me want to cry. Seriously. Because I just especially when I think about things like that, it is so hard to be vulnerable. But I think that that's one of the things that I just loved about the Teacher Self-Care Conference, and why I'm so happy to continue to have the opportunity to be a part of it, is because I felt comfortable being vulnerable. And I don't think because I share so much on Instagram and things like that and social media, I think people think oh, she just shares everything. And I'm no, I don't. There's so many things and so many challenges that I don't feel comfortable sharing. But at the Teacher Self-Care Conference, I felt okay with saying, I went through a breakup. When I broke up with my boyfriend, I didn't mention it on social media at all. It was just it happened, and I didn't say anything or anything, but I felt comfortable in that space with all of you, knowing that we all are going through something right now, and we all are kind of in the same place, and maybe it's not the same thing, but like just knowing that like we can all support each other. So like I like to know that something that I said, like, I don't know, what was that, like in October, like stuck with you now, like that means a lot. And I think that that's like one of the most wonderful things about the Teacher Self-Care Conference is that like you do get to build those connections and meet people, and like even if you don't talk to them afterwards, like you know that they're kind of there, like you know that like you know that you have that support. And when we all get together, I feel like it really is like a very big family dynamic, and I absolutely love that. It's really awesome. So when you are thinking about like reimagining the professional sustainability, what does that look like in education to you?
So for me, that looks like, what do our contractual work days look like for professional development, like PD days? Is the content that's being presented worth teachers' time and energy? They have a lot going on, a lot on their plates. And I think that we need to explicitly remind them and provide strategies around self-care and wellness, like within the contractual workday, but particularly around fostering human connection. So our teachers are incredibly overwhelmed. They have such a huge workload, and it's like more things are getting piled on top of the plate with like nothing being taken off. And so in order to protect boundaries and to get work done during at least for me, during my planning time, like I would shut the lights off, I'd close the door, I would try and get my grading done and like do my thing. But it meant that I wasn't really connecting with my colleagues or like eating lunch with them or whatever. I was like sort of doing all this stuff in isolation. And so I think what we really need to do, at least with Happy Teacher Revolution, was the question that was on my mind was like, how might we create the time and space for teachers to heal, deal, and be real about the social, emotional, and intellectual demands they face.
I like that. I need to write that down. Heal, deal, and be real.
Heal, deal, and be real. Yeah.
You can make that a t-shirt.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I just started an Etsy shop, so maybe I'll do that.
Seriously, I can like help you design it. No.
I would love that. Oh my God, yeah, and all that. So yeah, we just opened an Etsy shop, and like all of our proceeds go to our scholarship foundation. So it's like designed by you.
I'm like, it's just me here paying all the bills, honey. Let's do this. No, no, seriously, I really do love that. Heal, deal, and be real. Okay, so if someone attended your session at any of the previous conferences, what can they expect to be a little bit different? If they're like, oh my gosh, I love that, but I don't know if I want to, like, what will be different about this session than your past ones?
Yeah, so I think what we're going to be talking about more this session is really research around trauma-informed practices, research around the brain, adverse childhood experiences, how that affects teachers and secondary traumatic stress or vicarious trauma. We'll still get to have a Happy Teacher Revolution demo meeting. So that's something that a lot of folks have really enjoyed, is that experiential learning, which is just really, I think, lends itself well to the self-care conference because there's so much to talk about and engage with and discuss. And you're in this place where you're bringing all of these people together. And I really think that that's what's valuable about Happy Teacher Revolution, is that it gives our community the space to share and to connect and empathize. And so that's something that'll be the same, but there'll be little fun twists and things like that with different wellness components and things of that nature. So
that's awesome. So is it just you coming, or do you have anybody that you're working with for this conference, or is it just you?
Yeah, so I'll be presenting, but we have some of our revolutionaries who will be joining us. So these are the individuals who initiate and support Happy Teacher Revolution meetings in their own communities around the country.
So how does that work? Tell us more about Revolutionary.
Yeah, so we offer two options. We have an online training model where we're enrolling now, and it's a 6-month training, which basically means that once a month online in a class just like this, Zoom call, folks can connect with me and learn how to initiate Happy Teacher Revolution professional learning communities wherever they are. We also offer in-person professional development for schools and districts. So I've gone and trained mentor teachers and teacher support staff to help individual teachers, new teachers, things of that nature from school districts. So we have the individual level online. We offer scholarships for teachers if they're unable to use any grant funding or PD funding or things of that nature. So yeah, so we offer online training, enrolling now, and also on-site professional development.
That's so awesome. That's awesome. So what are you looking forward to most about the Teacher Self-Care Conference in Atlanta this summer?
Oh my gosh. I'm looking forward to giving everybody a hug that I missed from the last one. Oh, Chris M did. I mean, come on. Oh my God. Right?
I'm like, guys, like, do you guys not realize what is happening? Like, I'm like, if you have not registered, what are you even doing? Like,
I know. Where's his book? Let me get it. Oh my gosh. I'm literally rereading his book. I like want his autograph so bad. I mean, I'm just like, can't wait. And so I'm just super excited.
I'm sure. You're like a big deal. So you should be like first in line. I'll talk to Fran. We'll get that arranged. Don't worry.
Oh my gosh.
You're gonna get your autograph. Let me just stop talking. I don't even know what I'm talking about. He might be like, no. And who are you? And who is she? And what? No, but that's so is that like that's a pretty big deal. They have some awesome keynotes. I'm so excited about that. And just like you said, like meeting everybody, like meeting new people and seeing all the people that like literally my best teacher friends that I know like outside of like my workplace are from Teacher Self-Care Conference. And I've attended other conferences, but like I didn't really have time to talk and connect with other people at the other conferences. Like, you know what I mean? Like I was there and it was fun and it was exciting and all of that, but it just wasn't the same. Like as far as like making those connections with people where I'm like, oh no, these are my friends. Like, you know, like, so it's just really different. So I'm really excited about that.
Yeah.
So do you have anything else you want to share with us or anything else that I might have missed out on telling? I think you told everyone kind of about what to expect and what you're excited about. Anything else you want us to know about you?
I'm just really excited, again, like you said, Monique, to celebrate Mental Health Awareness Month. So I just am really grateful to be able to spread the message of self-care and wellness for our educators. And I'm just so excited to meet everybody in person. I hope you can come out. I think what's really great about the self-care conference is if you can bring a friend or a colleague or someone you work with, or maybe someone in like your network or community or church, or, you know, it's a really great, like not only bonding experience with all of the folks that are attending, but also in a way, if you can bring a buddy or a friend, because I think that can be really, really special and just like a reunion. Then it's like a reunion every time we see each other. And so
and I think that's like a great gift that you can give somebody. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's always like you can always, there's so many different things that you can give somebody, but giving them PD that's like in a part of investing in themselves. Like, I don't think that that's any better way to tell somebody like, I really care about you. Not only do I want to give you this gift, but like, I want to give you this gift that's going to give you tools to make you a better person. So I think that that's a great gift for somebody to give to another person. And the Code family is still going on until Friday. So you can give this as a gift. So that's awesome. Not that this really has to do with the conference, but because like Teacher Self-Care is all about mental health, what is the Happy Teacher Revolution doing right now as far as like Mental Health Month? Do you guys have any special things going on, or just any ways that you think that people can like support Mental Health Month?
Yeah, so we have a couple special things going on. So the first is that we just started a Happy Teacher Revolution app. So we have an app for folks to connect, educators, teachers, hopeful teachers, anyone who really cares about the mental health and wellness of teachers can join our app. So it's available in the Android and iOS in the App Store. If you type in Mighty Networks, that's
I'm pulling out my phone right now.
Mighty Networks. Yeah, Mighty Networks. So
pull it out so I can show people what it looks like. How do I spell it?
Perfect. Yeah. So it's totally free. Mighty Networks, and you can either sign in via your LinkedIn profile or your Facebook profile, or create a separate account.
Right up. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it. Perfect.
Look at that. That's so cool. You have an app.
Yeah. And so just type in after you download it, just type in Happy Teacher Revolution. That's the Mighty Network. It's Happy Teacher Revolution. And so I'd love to connect with you on there. We have more resources there for teachers. And we also have a GoFundMe page. So I just started a fundraiser this month for Mental Health Awareness Month. And I launched it during Teacher Appreciation Week. But I have a dream of buying a school bus and converting the school bus into a tiny home and living on the bus like Miss Frizzle, and traveling around the country, helping teachers specifically to support their mental health and wellness. And so that's
Teresa, because I never live on a school bus. I'm like, listen to you. I'm like, oh, that sounds so beautiful, but I can't. I will visit you in a.
Yeah, can I park near you? Can I come?
Yeah, I was gonna say I will stay in a hotel and you can park the bus, and then I'll like come out and like say hi to everybody, and then like.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, but no, I love that. That is so awesome. I love that. That's amazing. You're like an amazing person.
Oh,
that is so amazing.
Sweet.
I love it so much. Oh, I can't wait to see your school bus. You better come to Cleveland.
I'll come to Cleveland. Yeah, show me
around. Driveway. You can park in my driveway.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Really?
Yeah, and you can even come in and like sleep in my bed, in the house if you get tired of being in the bed.
See, this is what the Teacher Self-Care Conference does.
That's everything. I mean, I'm just saying, if you're like a little tired of the bus, you can come on in, hang out with my dogs that I'm sure you've heard like being
I would love
horrible.
to meet dogs.
Have you heard them? Like they were like in the bedroom, like playing. I'm like sitting here, and they're like hitting my leg, and I'm like,
so cute. Your Easter photos were so funny.
Oh my gosh, they were. I don't know what it's going to be like when I have children because they do not listen to me at all. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm so excited. So if people want to stay connected with you up until the conference or even after the conference, how can they do that? Where can they find you?
Find us on Instagram at Happy Teacher Revolution. On Twitter, we're at Happy Teacher HTR, and connect with us on our app, Mighty Networks. Type in Happy Teacher Revolution.
That's so excited. Well, we are so excited to have you. I can't wait to see you this summer. And if you are not registered for the Teacher Self-Care Conference, you need to click the link and get registered right now. Head on over to theteacherselfcare.org and get registered. The conference is this summer in Atlanta. It's 2 days, and they do have a code right now, FAMILY, FAMILY, for a discounted price because we are family and we want you to bring a friend. We want you to bring somebody with you, and we want to see you there. There's great keynotes, great presenters. So check out the website, see all the great stuff that's going on. Thank you so much for talking with me today.
Yes, thank you.
All right. And if you ever need anything, I'm here. We're all here. And I'll be checking on you, girl, because we're in this together. But thank you so much for your time.
Oh, thanks, Monique. This was so much fun.
Yeah, it was. All right. Bye, everybody.